Hi guys, so today it's day 6. In today's video I'm going to talk more about Surya Namaskar because for any beginners to begin with, I think Surya Namaskar is the best, and I have been getting a lot of requests on how to do Surya Namaskar, the basic steps, the more detailed version of how you can get in and get out of the posture while in Surya Namaskar. Before we begin, I would like to answer a few of the common questions. Like number 1, when can you do Surya Namaskar? You can do Surya Namaskar in an empty stomach, preferably in the morning. If not possible in the morning, then you can do it in the evening. But as per my personal experience, what happens is the moment you wake up and then you get indulged in your own day-to-day activity, and then you just think about, I will do it sometime later in the day, but it never happens. So it's best that you wake up, you freshen up, and then you work 20 minutes for yourself, 5 minutes for warm-up, and 15 minutes for Surya Namaskar. Number 2 question is, who can do Surya Namaskar? So Surya Namaskar can be done by almost everyone, but if in case you have had a recent surgery or if you have any injury in your body, then you should consult your doctor before doing it. Like not just Surya Namaskar, but for any physical exercise, in those cases you need to consult your doctor. If in case you are suffering from back pain or arthritis, osteopenia, osteoporosis, then in those cases you can still do, but then it requires a lot of modifications. I will talk about these modifications in my later videos. And the third thing, again, the rules. There are again 3 basic rules that you need to follow while you're doing yoga, and considering that you follow these 3 rules, you will never go wrong in any of the asanas, in any of your yoga practices. So out of 3, the third one is not required as of now for you, because especially for the beginners, because that's for the advanced level practitioner. But 2 rules you need to follow from day 1. Number 1 rule is the gravitational rule. In gravitational rule, when you lift your hands, your feet against the gravity, you inhale, like you're lifting your hands up, you're lifting your feet up, so you inhale. When you bring your hands or feet towards the ground, you exhale. So that's the number 1 rule. Number 2 rule is the anatomical rule. In anatomical rule, when you expand your chest, when you expand your body, you inhale, and when you contract, you exhale. So yeah, so just 2 things, keep it in your mind. And yeah, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Okay, so let's begin. Come to the top of the mat, and yeah, you can either keep your feet together or you can keep a little bit gap in between your feet depending on how stable you are. For people who are on the bulkier side, can keep a gap in between your feet. This gives you more stability. And for those people who feel that they are already stable enough, did not keep any gap, so they can just join the feet together and do it. Yeah. So come to top of the mat. Inhale, expand your chest, elongate your spine, look up and slightly arch back, squeeze your hips. Exhale and bend down, pushing your hip backward, keeping your back straight. You can inhale and look up. Exhale and bring your right foot back. Again, keep your upper back straight. Place your knee on the ground. Point your toes backward. Inhale, look up. Exhale and come to mountain pose. You can join your feet or keep a gap depending on your stability again. Elongate your spine, push your hip back. Feel the stretch on your hamstrings. Now from here, roll and come to high plank. Now inhale Place your knees on the ground. Exhale. Expand your elbows outward and place your chest and bring your elbows towards your body. Inhale, and from here slide forward. Slide your upper body forward. Again, bring your elbows towards your body and look up. Point your toes together. This is called the cobra pose, also called Bhujangasana. Again, exhale. Back to mountain. Look at your big toe. We started with the right leg and we will end with the right leg. So inhale and bring your right foot forward. Again, left knee on the ground, toes pointed backward. Look up and inhale. Exhale and bring your left foot forward. Inhale. Again, elongate your spine. Look up. Exhale and Namaskar. What we just did now is all the 12 steps in Surya Namaskar. So I have already discussed about backward and forward bending in my previous videos. So if you've not watched it, please go back and watch it. And now I'm going to talk to you about from forward bending. You take your right foot back. So many of you whose hamstrings are quite tight might not be able to take it that further. What you can do is you can then simply roll back and forth like this. Or you can just, if comfortable, it's better to place all your fingers on the ground and make sure that you distribute weight equally in all the fingers. You should not be able to lift one finger, it should be that tight. Many of you will have the tendency to hunch your back like this. So try not to do that. Try to keep your back straight as much as possible. Now you come to downward dog. From here you come to mountain pose. So bring your feet together and simply you push your hip back, elongate your spine, look at your big toe and do a normal breathing and stay here for about 1 minute. So when you do this, it will build strength on your wrist and it's also a very good posture for blood circulation on your upper body and in your head. If you're not able to bring both the toes, both the heels on the ground, then you can do something like just try to place one heel on the ground. Maybe initially it will just be something like this, that you're not able to place both toes on the ground, but you can just try and alter and try to do it one by one, and gradually, if you can, just place both the toes and again elongate your spine, push your hip back. Okay, so after doing this for 1 minute, you can take a rest. Now again, from here, come to high plank. This is the high plank. So for high plank, you can even practice dolphin stretch, which is very good to increase your arm strength. So from here, what you can do is you can place both your hands, interlace your fingers and then lift your knees up, push and come forward. Okay, inhale and exhale. You can inhale and exhale. So when you do that, make sure you don't put any pressure on your lower back. Please be very careful when you do this. When you are doing dolphin stretch, the entire weight is shifted on your arms. So you can do like maybe 3 to 4 stretches and then again take a rest. Again do 3 to 4 stretches and then again take a rest depending on your capability. After you do dolphin stretch, okay, then you can try come to roll forward, come to high plank, knee, and then again expand the chest and chin. And then from here, just see my feet are still intact. At the same point, I'm just moving my upper body and sliding forward. So this might be difficult for many of you as a beginner. So that is the reason that you should try dolphin stretch and increase your arm strength. Come back to mountain. From mountain, place your right foot forward. Again do a stretch. And from here, bring your other feet forward. Inhale and rise up. And Samastiti. So it's not difficult at all. You all can do it. It's just a matter of time. I hope I've tried my best to give you clear instructions as much as I can, but if in case I didn't, then please let me know in which area you're facing problem, and I will come up with another video covering that particular aspect. So let's stay fit, let's stay at home, and let's be safe, let's be healthy. What else do we need?